Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back to work on the envelope journal. Well, it's envelopes, like junk mail, random things, because this came out of a magazine. So yeah, it's not just envelopes, but today we're going to work on a pocket page for this page. And I did do some stuff on this while my leg was messed up, my foot. So there are some changes, but a lot of it's just stuff I've set in here that will come next. But I did collage this envelope, which wasn't easy. It's a tedious thing. If you remember, it was that Kodak film envelope. And yeah, it's just real tedious because you got to take a strip here and have a strip there. And it just was a lot of little stuff. So I didn't think that would be super exciting to watch. But anyway, I put in some avocado dyed index cards, large index cards. Sorry, I don't know why my brain's not functioning, but it's not. Well, it's morning. That might be part of it. And then just collaged here, put avocado dyed paper on the back of this card. And this I think I'm going to leave pretty much like it is. I did put a strip of Tim Holtz wallpaper down here, and that is going to go there, and something across this top, and this is going to go on here and it'll flip like that. So anyways, we got stuff to do. So first of all, I have a bag that I got from my dentist. I did cut it down because I want it to fit here, but you know, it's a like a pharmacy bag or whatever you would want to call it, and we'll put it up there. And then some of the other pockets from the kit, the floral pockets and pages, we'll put on as well and make some tags. So that is the plan. I want to leave, you know, some of this because it looks cool, but we want to put something over We Love Crest because, yeah, I don't really want that on there. So how is everybody? I hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Just been busy, of course. Seems to be the way of it. I think I might just kind of put a piece of that down there. Just trying to figure out. I think I'm just going to kind of fussy tear around it, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So yeah, we're having sunshine finally. It's supposed to be 87 degrees today, which is wonderful. It's just kind of like, wow, we're having some major weather swings, but I know everybody is. So spring's always kind of crazy around here. It swings all over the place between cold and wet, and we get a lot of wind, and you know, it's just kind of that volatile weather where it's everywhere. At least we don't get tornadoes, so I cannot complain. I do feel for everybody who gets those for sure. I think I'll just cut where it's, I know I usually do. Let's tear. I don't know. I just like torn edges so much better than cut edges. I think that's just because I've been doing that forever. So yeah, but that's, you know, what we got going on. We painted yesterday again. Well, we weren't able to paint for like almost a week because the weather, the rain and everything. So finally yesterday we were able to do another portion. And it's a slow process because mostly it's just my husband doing it. It does go faster when I help, but yeah. We did spray it because we're on the sides now. We're on the easier part, not the part that has so many different colors and stuff that make it take longer. So hopefully that'll be better. We just had one color and one trim color. So, and then today we're going to do the same thing on that upstairs portion. So yeah, we're trucking along, getting her done. And again, I mentioned before, because I'm sure some of you are like, my gosh, how long did it take you to paint one house? But my husband will just do it for like maybe 4 hours a day, 3 or 4. So it's not like we're spending 8 hours for weeks and weeks. It is a slow process, though, that is for sure. Sorry, I just bumped. I'm wearing a hat and I bumped the camera. All right, so that will go on there, and then that way we'll still get to see some of that coffee dye. I wish this was up there, but I'm not leaving the crest part. That is, that's a no for me. But like I've said before, if you like just the, you know, junk journals where it's nothing, you know, no digitals, no whatever, then of course you can leave all that. I just prefer to decorate because that's what I like. Actually, I'm going to come down a little and go over the edge just because there's a little bit of that blue down at the bottom and I don't want to see it. Oh, did I not even glue this flap? So what I did is cut the bag to the length I wanted basically and just did it kind of like a, what do you call it? Coin envelope, you know, where you fold up the bottom, cut off the extra, and then you just have one flap to close there. So I guess we should close that. I mean, it would get closed when it got glued down, but I need to say hugs and blessings to Catherine, Lori, Trish, and Luann. Thank you guys so much for always watching. Thank you for your kind comments. I really, oh my goodness, I gotta stand away from the camera. I apologize. Keep bumping it. Okay, I like that. I like it, I like it. So that'll go there. Like that. And I have, actually it's going to go down a little bit more, I think. This is from my Spillin Tea digital. I found this in my scraps. I was like, that goes pretty good with this journal. So I'm going to put that there. So I have to make sure it stays within the confines. And then I need to figure out where I want these. I guess I need to scoot up. The confines of the page here. And then I have another pocket. Oh, that's going to cover that big flower. That's kind of a bummer. Didn't even think about that part. And then this one will go here, I think. Unless I scoot it this direction. Put this on this side, which I could do. And make it a tuck. And we can scoot this way. We can do that. So this one will just be like two sides, a tuck. This one will be, you know, all four sides, a pocket, and then the pocket up there. And I think that will work. Do I want to bring it down or bring this one up? Like this. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I just kind of like that all together, if you know what I'm saying. So we need to make these a little grungier. And these are all in the kit, these ones. And I might, no, because I'm going to make it a tuck, not a pocket. Otherwise I would have done a thumb notch. Let me get all the little goobers all over this. From the little sponge. I am going through like a sponge journal. Because I've been doing the grungy thing and I tear them up so bad. I know, there's ways you can use them to make them not get torn up, but it doesn't give me the same effect as I like, so I don't do it like that. All right, that'll go there. Let's ink this a little bit on the edges. And I don't know what I'm going to do exactly to that. Decorate it somehow. Yeah, there's some tags and things too that look like that in that Spillin Tea kit. Okay. 2 down. This one I might... I'm sorry. You're probably laughing at me. I can't make up my mind today what I want to do. I was like, I want a thumb notch. No, I don't really, because of the little band there. Kind of looks like a little handbag. I'm using Vintage Photo. Yeah, it was lovely yesterday after we painted. We went and sat out on the back patio because it's we have shade out there, patio cover, and you could just sit there and relax, and it was nice. Out instead of being rainy and cold. Okay, so let's get these glued down. I need to put that back. Sorry, I keep doing that, but we need to figure out our height exactly. So we're going to come down just a little bit more, and I think that'll do it. And I'm not going to have any text behind or anything because this is already getting kind of fat, and I still have quite a ways to go, so I'm not going to add any more pockets than I had planned. And it'll probably be a little bit of a gator mouth, but I can also, you know, tie something around it and it'll sort of start to form because it's almost like a soft cover. Those envelopes aren't hard, so I think it'll work fine. And this one will just get 2 sides. I have to figure out how high, because I'm going to actually come up with that one to there. I need to stick. So we're going to bring that one to about there, I guess. Let's use this again, just to make sure we stick well. I like to do pocket pages. If you've watched me do the large flip-flop journals, I do a lot of pocket pages in those. They're just good for when you have a large area. They don't work great in the tall, skinny journals, obviously, but they do in any of the larger journals. That one will go there. Oh my goodness. I apologize. I will try not to wear a hat again. I'll just take it off. That'll be good. No hats. It's kind of like no capes. That's from The Incredibles. If you don't have kids around my kids' age, you may not know that. Unless, yeah, you know, grandkids probably too. But my kids loved The Incredibles. Well, I think I loved it even more than they did, honestly. It just amazed me, the detail in that movie with, like, the hair and everything. It was amazing to me. For, you know, basically a cartoon. It's just, but it's just very cool. So I like it. But Edna says no capes for superheroes. Like that little gluey spot. All right, we might put something along there. Like, it would look pretty to have some lace or something. Would this work? I cut a piece. This poor lace, all I've done is chop it, chop it, chop it. It's very wide, so it's kind of hard. Yeah, I might put a little piece of lace down there. We'll just chop it some more. And I always like it jaggedy. A bit more over here. Is that the way it goes? It's really hard to tell sometimes. Well, I like it better that way. So that's the way it's gonna go. And I can't stitch it. I just thought of that. Because I will close my envelope if I stitch it. Maybe I'll put a pause on that and think about it. And we'll figure out, it does kind of need something along there. All right, but while we think about it, I have one of my, what do you call them? Paint chips. Thank you for whoever's screaming at me. And I cut one of the colors off the bottom because, you know, they're 3. So I cut one off just to make it a little shorter so it fits in my pocket. My goodness, I got that everywhere. And I have a Tim Holtz flower and this pretty lady we're going to put on here. I'll stop doing that. And maybe a little bit of book page would be good to put underneath her, just a little. I still want to see the colors. And I just cut her out of one of the, you know, they're all kind of in that kit. They're all sort of rectangular square photograph type things. And so I just cut her out of it. Turn it into a tag. So yeah, you can cut a piece off. You could cut them thinner if you wanted to use them more like a strip or something. Like you could do lots of things. How much of this do I want? Let's put this here. I always feel like, and I've said it a million times, but these images that are cut straight across the bottom don't work for me. I always have to put something across the bottom, I feel like. I know it's sort of silly. I kind of want this a little more jagged. Sorry, that was a last minute thing there. Yeah, I'm trying to get this Tuesday video done on the weekend. We're gonna go have lunch and a walk and stuff with some friends on Monday for Memorial Day. Might even bring her out just a tiny bit more. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And this one I'm going to use some liquid glue because it's a Tim Holtz. It's, you know, that kind of lightweight chipboard stuff. I mean, it would probably stick fine with the glue stick, but it'll just chop my glue stick to pieces. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Come over this way. A little bit more. There we go. I don't know what I did with my little gunk eraser, but I kind of need one. I keep shuffling. I take all the stuff off my desk and then I work on one of these journals and, you know, get stuff all over my desk again. It's like this never-ending thing that I do. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it. All right, so then I will put some kind of lace at the top. Does this one work? Or do I want more like the darker? Don't know. Very indecisive today. I don't know what my problem is. But that will go in there like that. And then I made a little photo album. This is a Tim Holtz piece of ephemera. And you open it. And I got these funny pictures. And I'll put in the description box below the video where I got them. I got them on Etsy. But I don't remember the name of the shop. And then you can write here. This folds out. You can write on it. Just some avocado dyed paper. And then this one folds out this way. And you can write on it. And all this was a piece of composition notebook paper that has been avocado dyed. So it's connected down the middle. I just took it and folded it in half. See, there's a page. And there's a page. And then I folded those halves back. And I think I did have to cut some off so that it would fit within the confines of my album. And then this one I folded back the other direction. And this is just a different piece of paper that I stapled with Tim Holtz staples. His tiny attacher. That'll just go over here like that. And I will put something up there. I don't know what. Maybe this. Some of this. Yeah, I think I like that better. For some reason, the lace just wasn't doing it for me. Isn't that funny? And I'll stitch around it, so it'll be all good. But let's get it tacked down at least. There's always something random on my desk that will work. This is very random. Okay, and once it's stitched, it will stay better. So that's going to be that. I don't know what I want to put on this. Maybe we could add a flower or something to make it interesting. Do I want maybe a piece of this? Maybe. I have this Tim Holtz, the wallpaper and whatnot. Maybe one of the flowers. What is that one called? Worn Wallpaper Scraps is what it's called. This might be a good place to use one of these big flowers. I never use them because they're huge, in my opinion. That one's kind of more in our color wheelhouse, but it's not as big. Does this one go this way? Which way does it go? Oh, this one's bigger. It's that same one, just bigger. Yeah, let's use that one on there. We could use one of the sames that I got. Oopsie. I like this one, and it's mostly because of the color. And that one would be good too. I'll do this one. Just some inspiration. Wow, that was some sad days cutting. Well, it doesn't help the blade on these is curved. I can't cut straight anyway, and then you give me a curved blade and forget it, it's over. But those are great sometimes when you're fussy cutting. Those curved. The birds were not happy yesterday because I have a birdhouse. Well, there is a birdhouse over on the side of our house. And so yesterday when we were painting, they have babies in there. And so we were trying not to, you know, fuss around there much, but gotta paint. So we've just tried to be really careful and not make them too angry. But they weren't happy with us. They were jibber-jabbering at us and calling us names. My husband was like, because there's a big, huge bush over there too that they like to hang out in. And he was down by the bush and he said, I think the mom is sitting here staring right at me. He's like, she's like right there. Like, yeah, she's keeping an eye on you. I just thought of that. I know, random. But, because I heard a dove cooing outside. I think it goes this way. It's very confusing. Yeah, I think it goes this way. I don't know if that's why I had it, but anyway. I guess it doesn't really matter. You could turn it pretty much any direction you want it to go. Okay, let's get a little ink on her. The good part about this background is you don't have to do a whole lot of fussing with it, that's for sure. It's got lots of things happening already. So I think I'll put this down first. Oopsie. And then we'll put this. Why do I not know which way this thing goes? Yeah, I really think that's it. Well, that's what we're doing anyway. I'll just snip off whatever's hanging over. Birds are a singing today out there. They have much to say. Turn it just a little bit more so it fits better. I just realized that's crooked. And it's stuck now, so I guess it's crooked. I love it when you do stuff like that. Not intentionally crooked either. Like, not like, ooh, that looks good crooked. It's the kind of messed up kind. Just a little added thing. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I don't know. I just cut this off of another something. I think it was that piece of paper that has the library pockets and thing, or cards and stuff on it from my Croak digital, my Toad digital. I have a frog, ribbit, and a toad Croak one, so this was just kind of a cool background paper. Kind of helps with the color situation there. And then backing. I'm gonna put some of this. Actually, I think I'll just glue it because it's got the rounded corners and all that, and then cut it out. Now that I have a gluey, ooey mess. I need to start dyeing some paper again. It's never ending. All the things. Sorry, I'm very slow at that. Get those bubbles out as soon as you can, because otherwise it dries like that. Okay, I like it. I think that goes nicely. That will go in there. All right, so what do we have? Well, let's do this thing. This little Tim Holtz piece here. I want to cover this for sure. And I think I'm just going to cover over those because it's going to be like a little tuck pocket. And I don't want to deal with, I don't have a thing to cut that out, so I'm not even going to go there. We're not even touching it. I have a bigger size one of those, but it's too big. So I guess you could use it after you cover it, because nobody would know that that was smaller, but I don't really want a hole in it anyway. So I'm going to use, I think, one of the thicker papers if I can, just because this could be very see-through. And then on the rest of it, I probably will use something not very, something lightweight. Just right here, I think I want to cover it with something that'll cover well. Sorry, that was very roundabout and all over the place. Okay. Just put some glue on there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to sand it just a little first because it's got that glossy finish, which we don't like or want. It's really hard to glue stuff to a glossy finish. You don't have to have a ton of sanding, but just needs some tooth on there. You know, I might just go to the other side too. I just realized, because there's all this. I mean, I don't need to go all the way down because this is going to be a pocket too, and it'll cover most of that. So we just need that kind of upper part where the hole is. Now that I've made a complete mess. Okay. So does it, I don't think it matters a ton which direction this goes. So we're just gonna plunk it down on here, cut it out, and then we'll ink around the edges. I think that will work. I guess I could have flipped it over the other way. It's pretty plain in here. Oh, you have to be smarter than the paper. That's really bad. Oh. Some days. It's not bad. I don't want to close it just yet though, because I want to let that set a minute. Oh, and I always miss the corners. Always, always. I think you'd learn by the 8 billionth time. They're just hard to cover with a glue stick because those edges really cut into the glue stick. So it's not good. We need a thumb notch in this side. So that's Tim Holtz packaging. Sorry, I didn't say that, but obviously you can see that's what that is. They're great for making all different kinds of pockets. You can flip them over the page this way and have a pocket like that, so it kind of like hangs on the page. Paper clip it or glue it, or you can do it the way we're going to do it, which is side. You can do different types of pockets. Okay, so then that side's basically done, but this side is going to flip out and you're going to see this too. So we're going to cover that with just something we can write on. So maybe some of the pink would be good. The what do you call that stuff? Avocado dye. And Betty Ann gave me some of this, and then my friend Denise that used to have, well, I don't know, she may still have it. I haven't talked to her in ages. Wonderbar Crafts. She used to sell like packages of avocado dye. And that's who did the index cards as well. But I don't know if she's still doing that or not. I haven't been over there in a bit. Should go check that out. If she does, I'll link it in the description box. I think I'm just going to glue it on again and cut it even rather than trying to tear it. So that it all gets covered. And you don't have to cover this because, you know, that side's not bad, but I want it to be able to be written on, and the glossiness, not great for that. But you could also just put a little bit of a page in there to write on. You don't have to have the whole thing covered. That's just how I want it. Get the corners. Maybe it will work. Oh, I see there's a spot right there that has no glue. Naughty, naughty. It's always those edges. So we've got all kinds of packaging going on in this. Well, packaging, mail, magazine inserts, bags from the dentist. It's a plethora of junk. Okay. I don't know what we're going to put on the pocket side here. Oh, this was a better side. I should have had it this way. Oh well, it's too late now. I might just take a piece of tissue because this color isn't quite like the rest of the stuff in the journal. So take that brown tissue and just go over that, and that way you'll still be able to kind of see the design here on this. So I do like that. I just don't love the color for this journal. Need a big enough piece. That would be helpful. This kind, or do I want the... No, I think I want this kind. I'm going to have to try to find more of this. I have no idea, because like I said, I got this in a gift. So, I don't know if it's a thing that can be gotten. Yeah, I think that'll work pretty good. So again, just going to glue it on, cut around it. Oh, which side's... That's a little more shiny, so we want to glue it to this side. Plus that'll add at least a tiny bit less bulk. Not that it matters at this point, since I've covered the whole thing in paper. I might even come onto there a little bit, but let's see how we do here. There's a little spot I missed. I'm going to come onto that other side just a bit. And I'm just going to wrinkle this and not worry about it being wrinkled, because it adds texture and it makes less work too. The lazy person's crafting. You can also let your tissue dry and then you can sand it off as well. But videos don't allow for that real great unless you do it ahead of time. guess we have to attach that somehow too. I could just leave it. I'll try to tack it down a little bit. I just won't stress about it being 100% tacked down. How's that? Because I may get glue everywhere. Oh, I folded that edge over. Phooey Louie. Oh, that was not genius, but oh well. So we can put a flower or something on this to decorate it. And that can probably be folded over now. Let's use go that way. Why did it get all wonky? And thumb notch. Why am I struggling so much with that today? That was bad. Okay, just a little one. So it's gonna go on this. That goes there. That is gonna go down here like so, and just be, you know, it's a small tuck pocket. It's not a giant pocket. Oh, does it not fit all the way on there? Yeah, it doesn't go to the. Okay, it was just being difficult, so I need to put it up when I. We're gonna put a little bit along this edge too, just to close it up. Not that it would really matter, but just want to make sure we get it on here right. Hopefully as straight as possible. Are you being difficult? Where did I put that? You stay. Okay. And then we'll glue this one closed. Just need the two sides. Oops. You should never have your good paper under. Do as I say, not as I do. I mean, sometimes it's not that avoidable, but so that will flip out. You can write there. You could put photographs here. You could put another piece of writing, something there, but we need to leave this alone because it's wanting to come off of that pocket. I'll probably put something else right there just because I don't like the look of that. But I think that is it for today. We're going to let some stuff dry. So that hopefully it stays where it's supposed to. I don't want it to stick there though. Okay, so that's that page, and then our pocket page here. Album, and again, I'll put that in the description box. I just can't remember off the top of my head what the shop is. All right. That is where we're at. See, it's starting to get like that, but it's still able to close. So I think if you put a tie around it, you know, it's going to be fine. They just do that because they only have this much spine. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.